Josh Earl. Welcome to Spicks And Specks, the music quiz show that knows that anger is an energy and people knocking on my door from energy companies make me angry, so it comes full circle. It's all nice. Would you please welcome our two team captains? She's right here, right now. It's Ella Hooper. And here's the Rockefeller skank. It's Adam Richard. Ella's first team member is a hip-hop artist whose song Dear Science demanded that the scientific world invent him a hoverboard. They haven't even invented a way of making hip-hop fans pull their pants up yet. That's not going to happen. Please welcome a Lisper's nightmare. It's rapper Seth Sentry. Ella's second team member is a comedian who once hosted a documentary about penis size. It didn't go for that long, but that's not important. It's what he did with the documentary that counts. Please welcome Stephen K. Amos. Adam's first team member is a rock singer who also has a certificate in council planning. So she could literally build this city on rock and roll. Please welcome Adalita. Adam's final team member is a comedian who is currently touring his show Lawnmower. Don't worry though, he's not allowed to start it before 11 on a Sunday morning. Please welcome James Acaster. Welcome everyone. Now, Seth.
Hello.
You've had massive last couple of years. Hottest 100 and South by Southwest Festival. You went over there and performed there.
Yeah.
You're taking Aussie hip hop to the world.
Not intentionally. But yeah, I mean, we went over to South by Southwest, my first time ever overseas, and we were in Texas, and we're performing. There was 3 acts that were picked from around the country, 3 different rappers, and it was like a competition. And we all did one song, and then it was voted by the American public. And the way that the lineup worked was first Dougie Fresh came out on stage, awesome. Then Public Enemy came out on stage, awesome.
Wow. Kill me now.
Then Ice Cube played, and then I played. So just natural sort of progression, obviously.
But the happy ending to the story is that you won.
We won.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We won. Then we got to go on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Was the reward for that.
And that went down so well.
It was terrifying.
But you killed it. You did such a good job.
Yeah, I can't watch the footage.
No?
I literally can't watch it. That you can't find it on
I've
the
watched it.
Yeah. Now, the hardest part was you couldn't swear, standard, but you couldn't say things like piss week. Like, very common in our lexicon, piss week.
Not well.
No? Okay.
Not in the motherland.
Yeah.
We do pisses all year round.
We just have it.
Your choices tonight are Jazz Fusion, Producers, Klezmer, and Indie Rock. Okay, Adam, you can choose first.
Well, because we have, the queen of indie rock, Adalita, let's go with indie rock.
Indie Rock for you guys, okay?
Sorry,
yes?
Klezmer, no one's questioning what
is Klezmer?
It's an STD, right?
Let's not choose it. Let's choose Producers.
Producers is good.
Okay, we'll start with Indie Rock. Everyone hands on your buzzers. Let's play Spicks and Specks. Your first question for 1 point. The indie rock bands, the Lemonheads, Buffalo Tom and the Pixies all hail from which North American city? Yes, Adam's team.
I'd say Boston.
She's going to say Boston.
She is correct. It is Boston, yes.
Awesome.
Next question for 2 points. Have a listen to this indie rock track from the 80s and tell me the song and the band.
Day
Yes, Adam's team.
Well, it's Violent Femmes.
It is the Violent Femmes, yes.
Add It Up.
It is Added Up. Well done, 2 out of 2. Finally, have a look at this indie album cover and for 3 points, name the band, the album and the Australian state where you'd find the tourist attraction in the title.
The band, Spiderbait.
Spiderbait.
And the album is Unfinished Spanish Galleon of Finley Lake.
It is. And what state is the unfinished Spanish galleon of Finley Lake in?
Victoria.
It is in New South Wales.
No.
So 2 points.
Yes.
Now, Adalita, I'm a really big fan of your stuff. First Magic Dirt, but now you've gone solo. You've got 2 solo albums out. How's that transition been, going from band leader to solo?
It was weird at first, but I love it. I just love it. I'm, really happy doing what I'm doing.
Because I used to, when Magic Dirt were playing at the Big Day Out, like in 2099, you guys had a little kid on stage with you.
Yes. Our drummer, his little boy Dylan, used to come up on stage when he was, knee high and, get his little plastic guitar out and get on his knees.
Yeah.
And like big day out crowd, it's huge. It's like 40,000 people. And, he'd be there like,
That kid's currently in rehab.
So you've never had a kid on stage, James?
Yeah, I do all the time.
Yeah.
When I do a big gig, I have about 5 babies. Line them up at the front of the stage, normally under blankets, and if the gig's going badly, I just unveil a baby. And as it goes on, I just unveil baby after baby, and if it's going real bad, got to ship in more babies.
At least you've got the babies. At my gigs, I get pregnant women going, "Oi, this one's yours."
OK, on to producers. Your first question for 1 point. Which producer of Michael Jackson's Off the Wall and Thriller albums was also the executive producer on the TV series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones is correct, Quincy Jones was also the cab driver in the start of that show. When he goes, "You're home, smell you later." That was Quincy Jones.
So you got to be honest though, that cab drivers, wherever you go in the world, are pearls of wisdom. They don't mess around. They say it like it is. I've been in Australia now for 3 weeks, right? I was in Brisbane and I got in a taxi. The taxi driver was about 60 years old, wearing shorts. James understand it's quite hot, making polite conversation. All I said was, "Oh, mate, how do you deal with the heat?" He looked at me through the rear of the mirror and he said, "How do you deal with thrush?" And I was like, "What?" And he went, "You just tolerate it."
OK, next question. The hip-hop band NERD has a successful production team within its ranks. For 2 points, name the production duo and one of its members. Yes, Ella's team.
That would be the Neptunes.
The Neptunes,
one of
yes.
which is Pharrell.
Williams.
Pharrell Williams, yes. I would have also
Yeah.
accepted Shay Haley or Chad Hugo.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
NERD,
Pharrell,
yes.
big
Well done.
hat,
2
big hat.
points.
Yeah, big hat.
Finally, for 3 points, have a listen to these 3 tracks and name the producer of each.
Turn it up a little bit more.
Take a look at the kids on the street.
Try to make me go to rehab. I say no, you know.
You know what?
Yes,
I reckon you're playing a little trick here, trying to pull one over us. I reckon it's the same producer for all 3 songs.
And who could that be?
Mark Ronson.
You are correct. It is
Boom! In your face.
Now, we just talked about producers there. Is there anyone on your wish list that you wish you could work with?
At the moment, I'm very happy with what I've got at the moment. I'm working with a guy called Styles Fuego.
Yep.
Who produced 360's last album, and
Yeah, he's probably the biggest producer in Australia right now. You should be pretty happy with that.
He's very bloody good.
Yeah.
And he doesn't live that far from my house, so it's easy. It's a pretty cheap taxi ride.
And you supported Public Enemy when their
When
last...
they came to Australia,
their last tour here,
which was mind-blowing. Like, Chuck D he's just one of those dudes. Like, he's every rapper's favourite rapper.
And also Flavor Flav.
And Flavor Flav, who's just Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
And once we were doing a show in Sydney, and I was talking to Chuck, and I was like, "Oh, what's it like? You and Flavor's so different. Like, do you guys? I can't imagine you guys being friends, you know?" And he's like, "Oh, we don't. Me and Flav, we don't hang." Like, "Oh, you don't hang?" He's like, "Nah, man, we don't hang." I was like, "Why is that?" And he just points on stage, and Flav's on stage. And that's why. But after that tour, he was like, "Hey, yo, Seth, man, mind if I ask you a favour?" And I was, "Sure, Chuck D. Can I get your email address?" Ooh. Definitely. And gave him my email address, and he wanted me to send him a song that he played on the radio. He hosts a radio station over in the States. So it was really, really cool.
That's great.
And then when we got to Texas, to the South by Southwest, Chuck D was there because Public Enemy was supporting, and he remembered my name.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good hero. Good hero.
At the end of that round, the scores are Adam, Adalita and James on 3 points, but in the lead are Ella, Seth and Stephen on 8 points. I'll read out a quote from a famous musician with one word replaced with the word spank, and you have to tell me the missing word. OK, Ella, Seth and Stephen, here is your first one. Tom York from Radiohead said, "Sometimes the nicest thing to do with a spank is just look at it."
Mirror.
It's Tom York, not you, Stephen.
amazing dancing lately. Tom's been whipping out crazy moves in his clips, like in the clip for Lotus Flower,
yeah.
and in the new project, Atoms for Peace. He does an incredible dance routine. He's of your country. Do you have any connection to this man?
Do you know him?
You guys all know each other, right?
Oh, God, yeah, he's my neighbour.
Yeah.
Me, Steve, Tom York all live in the same house.
Wow. That is so cool.
So funny, all the time.
Apart from him.
He brings
Around the
his team
clock,
down.
lols.
We all go out to lunch. We're singing people. Tom York's bringing the mood down. Going, hey, you gonna eat your sausage? He goes, sometimes the best thing to do with a sausage is just look at it. Sausage.
And thank you for that answer. I'd really like it to be sausage now.
Come on.
I think maybe dance.
Okay, you're
Let's
locking
go
in.
with that.
Okay, let's see if it's dance. It is guitar. Sometimes the nicest thing to do with the guitar is just look at it. All right, Adam, Adalita and James, here's your first one. Ringo Starr of the Beatles said, "Of course I'm ambitious. What's wrong with that? Otherwise, you spank all day."
Well, when I was unemployed, that's all I did all day. Otherwise, you spank all day.
Sleep?
Sleep all day? That could, yeah. I want to know if this is like, I know the photo is Ringo Starr during the Beatles, but is this like a Thomas the Tank Engine era Ringo Starr that said it? Like, he's had a weird old career, Ringo.
Could be, otherwise you narrate Thomas the Tank Engine all day. The other guys who are ambitious are doing solo albums. Look at me.
Oh, maybe it's 70s Ringo and it's otherwise you trip all day.
Yeah, it was quite clumsy. I think you might have got it right on sleep all day straight away.
Yeah.
That's probably...
I reckon it is sleep.
Okay, we're going to lock in sleep. Let's see if it's sleep. It is sleep. Of course, I'm ambitious. What's wrong with that? Otherwise, you sleep all day. Well done.
Phew.
Okay, Ella, Seth and Stephen, here's your final quote. Dolly Parton said recently, "It's amazing how healing spank can be."
Bloody right. Bloody right.
She's the real deal. She's written more #1 hits than any other female, I believe, apart from Diane Warren. But she's a really incredible musician. Could it just be music?
Music could be. Could be just more literal, like, it's amazing how healing a doctor can be.
Medicine.
Could be songwriting.
Yes.
It could be...
Or it could be something more shallow, because she does like to flip between the two. What if it's makeup or hairspray?
A cabbie with a limited knowledge of thrush.
All right, what are we looking in, Ella?
I think it's probably music.
Should we
Yeah,
do
I
music?
can do it.
Okay, we're doing
Yeah.
it. Music, please.
Music, let's see if it's music. It is, in fact, money. It's amazing how healing money can be.
Got it.
Fabulously shallow. I love her.
Boiled again.
All right, Adam, Adalita and James, here is your final quote. Bono said, "I'm the man that brought you the spank."
Edge.
Oh.
Brought you the edge.
The edge. If we're going with that era, Bono, the mullet.
It could be him talking to the people of Africa. It could be wells. I'm the man that brought you the wells, or the food.
The food, the water. They were the first kind of like big Irish supergroup. Maybe he thinks he's responsible for the river dance. Maybe, does he talk about himself in the third person? He said, "I'm the man that brought you the Bono."
What are we going to go with?
Should we go with mullet? Just so at least if we're
All right.
if we're wrong, we're hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's see if that works for you. It is, in fact, mullet. I'm the man that brought you the mullet.
Hilarious and correct.
They're getting clues in their visuals.
To be fair, no one thought that was right.
So at the end of that round, the scores are Adam, Adalita and James on 5 points, but still in the lead are Ella, Seth and Stephen on 8 points. Each team will hear short grabs of songs, and without taking notes, you have to identify as many songs as you can. OK, Ella, Seth and Stephen, you're up first. Listen carefully, because here are your songs.
In the town where I was born. You agree with me when I saw you kicking dirt in my eye. We're gonna ride the whole day long.
some Prince in there.
Yep.
We had
Michael
Purple
Jackson,
Rain.
Black or
Black or
White.
White.
Black or White.
Purple Rain.
So you
We
got
had some
Yellow Submarine.
Yellow
Submarine.
Submarine at the start there. I don't think I even know that song that was
That
third
it
song
sounded like
in.
something from a movie soundtrack
Yeah.
or like the fight scene.
So there's two you haven't got yet?
I tuned out after the Lawrence of Arabia thing. I've just been stuck on that.
Was it Lawrence of Arabia?
No, I've made that up as well. I don't.
I am going to throw it over. So you got 3. You guys know any of the others?
They were all colours. All the songs had colours, so
clever.
I'm guessing it was Rhapsody in Blue.
Rhapsody in Blue. And the last one.
Big red car.
Big Red Car. Let's listen back and see how many you got right. Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. Yes, you got that. Purple Rain by Prince. Rhapsody in Blue by George Gershwin. Well done, Adam. Black or White by Michael Jackson. So that's point
Not a
for you.
colour, but go on.
And there's Big Red Car by the Wiggles. So 3 to you, 2 to you. Well done. Yes. Okay, Adam, Adalita, and James, it's your turn. Now here are your snippets. Listen carefully.
Heaven.
I love you, honey. You ready?
Okay, what were they?
The last one was Melissa Takaut's Read My Lips.
Read My Lips.
Yeah.
There was Hot Legs. Is it Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart. What was that? First one was Frank Sinatra.
It's a song. Is it about a dance or they're all body
it was
parts?
Footloose. Sorry,
There was
Footloose.
Footloose.
They're all body parts.
Oh.
So
Eyes.
Footloose.
Something.
Say it loud, James.
Cheek to cheek.
Cheek to cheek.
Cheek
right,
to
yes.
Can't believe I got one.
And the fourth
one
one,
more.
it was the dancey fun.
What was it?
It was.
I'm going to throw it over. Okay, yes, you guys know it?
Sexy Back.
It was Sexy Back. Let's listen back and see how many you got right. Cheek to Cheek, well done, James. Yes, by Frank Sinatra. There's Footloose by Kenny Loggins, so you got that one, Adalita. Hot Legs by Rod Stewart, well done, 1 point. Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake, good steal there, guys. And the final one was Read My Lips by Melissa Counts. So at the end of that round, the scores are Adam, Adalita and James on 11 points. But in the lead still are Ella, Seth and Stephen on 12 points. One member from each team must sing some popular songs using the words from a random book, and their teammates have to work out what the songs are. Now, Ella, you are going to be singing for Seth and Stephen, and you'll be taking your lyrics from The Female Woman. Yes, so here are your songs. There's your book. Please give it up for Ella. Hooper, everyone.
Here we go. Women's lip finds the high regard men profess for women, nauseating and declares that the chivalrous dance is a game the master group plays in elevating its subject to pedestal level.
Stephen, what was that?
It's definitely Kylie Minogue.
Definitely.
Yes.
And it's Set Me Free. Na 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 na.
Oh,
na,
close.
na,
Yeah, yeah.
na, na. Can't get you out of my head.
Okay, next song when you're ready, Ella.
Female secretaries are able to work. Attempts and experience a variety. And independence in their work, largely denied to men. They are not trapped by a career ladder.
Yes, Stephen, what was that?
Is leader of the pack?
He's leader of the pack by the Shangri-La. And your final song when you're ready, Ella.
Okay. When a man moves to the other side by the curb. I do not feel grateful because he is protecting me from the lethal dangers of the road. I feel a tinge of warm feeling because no doubt a liberated woman.
Yes, Seth, what was that one?
That was the never-ending story.
It is the never-ending story. By the mile from the movie of the same name. Can you please thank Ella Hooper? Okay, Adam, you'll be singing for Adalita, and James, you'll be taking your lyrics from Axemen. Stand by your logs. There's your songs. Please welcome to the microphone, Adam Richard.
All right. Some men stand on their logs and others stand beside them. Others climb up poles. Most events have a lot of men competing, but in the hard-hitting event, one of the most boring in the world. Yeah, press it.
Yes, James, you know that one?
Is it the Doctor Who theme tune?
It is the Doctor Who theme song. Next song when you're ready, Adam.
Today prime logs are protected like newborn babies. At the Sydney show they are kept in a special shed and hosed down at intervals to keep them supple in other areas. They are covered with blankets of wet hay to prevent
Yes, James.
out.
You give love a bad name.
By Bon Jovi, you are correct, yes. You give love a bad name by Bon Jovi. And the final song, Adam.
From the spectator's point of view, watching wood chopping is a very personal thing. It is the same with any sport. Women spectators go quite often because of the power displayed, and it is sexual power at that. The 40-year-old man has a love object. Female fans at a wood chop don't scream for their idols. Oh, fall into swoons.
We wanted to let that go on as long as possible.
So did Adam, I could tell. What was that one, guys?
Big Spender.
It is Big Spender by Shirley Bassey. Can you please thank Adam Richard? At the end of that round, the scores are Adam, Adalita and James on 14 points, but Justin, Lita, Ella, Seth and Stephen on 15 points. It's time for the final countdown. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for an incorrect answer. Your first question. What was the name of the backing band of soul man Booker T. Jones? Yes, Ella's team.
The MGs.
The MGs is correct. And in the title of the MGs instrumental, what colour are the onions? Yes, Ella's team.
Green.
Green onions is indeed. Have a listen to this and name the song. Yes, Adam's team.
It's Boys Light Up.
Boys Light Up by Australian Crawl. You are correct, yes. In the Jay-Z song, the acronym DOA stands for Death of what?
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune is correct, Seth. Well done. In the AC/DC song, if you ring the number 362-436, what will you get? Yes, Adam's team.
Pizza.
No, you get dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Oh, yeah.
In 2014, which British CBE announced before the dawn her first run of live shows for 35 years? Yes.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush is correct. Which Aussie rock trio's final album is called The Ending Is Just the Beginning, repeating? Yes, Ella's team.
Up The Living End.
The Living End is correct. Yes, well done. Finally, what word is missing from all these song titles? Dear, big, weird, political, fiction, and She Blinded Me With.
Science.
Science is correct. Stephen Campbell. Yes. One of those was your song, sir.
Yeah, I know. I only noticed after the fact.
At the end of the game, the final scores are Adam, Adalita and James on 17 points better. Winner Snyder, Ella, Seth and Stephen on 20 points. Would you please thank all of our guests for tonight? Seth Sentry, Stephen K. Amos, Adalita and James Acaster. And of course, our two team captains, Ella Hooper and Adam Richard. Fans of Seth Sentry would know that he often asks his followers on Twitter to send him topics that he can include in raps, creating a brand new song. So Ella, Adam and myself tweeted him our own suggestions early today for a closer. To take us out tonight, please welcome Seth Sentry. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Josh Earl. We'll see you next week.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, check it check. This is my little Twitter topics for Spicks and Specks. Now, Mum, in case you don't know what Twitter meant, Twitter is a place for talking bullshit on the internet. Anatomically correct gingerbread. You probably don't give these out for Christmas gifts. Unless you want to scar the kids, just keep it simple. No one really likes it when their nibbles come with nipples. A puppet's evil? Well, a Muppet's people? Tony Abbott seems to be the best one to speak to. Man, I can't even cook water in my home, so the best recipe is just to order it by phone. Look, I was watching Doctor Who once by myself when I saw a huntsman spider crawling around behind my couch. But I didn't even start crying or freaking out. I just calmly walked outside and set fire to my entire house. Mariah Carey's vocal range is so insane, 5 octaves. And plus I heard she's got perfect key. But when I was in my early teens, instead of hearing her perfect C's, I was staring at her perfect D's. The Olsen twins were wholesome then, and I was listening to Magic Dirt, and I had longer hair. Look, the best advice I was ever given is don't freestyle on TV because you might ruin your whole career.